Good afternoon, YouTube. This is Rick, and this is Left Coast Overland. And today's format is going to be a little different than usual. I'm driving a back road, the Route 166, from the 101 out to the 5. It basically goes between Santa Maria and Bakersfield, pretty much. I've got to be in Bakersfield early tomorrow morning for a work function, so I left the beach and got the land yacht. Gonna park there overnight and hang out. But today is my birthday. It is May 18th. Happy birthday to me. I am now 34 years old. But what I wanted to talk about was, this has been exactly about 1 year that I have been, for lack of a better word, homeless, quote unquote. I have not been tied down to a standard brick and mortar apartment or home for exactly 1 year. So last year, the first week of May, I moved up to Idaho in a fifth wheel. So if you go way back to my first series of videos that took place up in central Idaho, you'll see that yes, I was based out of a fifth wheel, which was parked in a field just like to the west, slightly west, 12 miles west of Salmon, Idaho. Lovely spot. Absolutely had a great time there. It was for 4 months or so during fire season, and that kind of kicked off this whole revolution for me. So what I want to talk about today was the good, the bad, the ugly, you know, I wish I could live stream. YouTube took that function away not too long ago, and that's unfortunate, but is what it is. So in case you're at all interested in moving on to this sort of lifestyle, I've been doing it for 1 straight year. So yeah, it's hopefully going to be insightful for you. Doing this off the cuff as I'm just driving, no service on the 166, and the radio stations aren't very good. So I figured it'd been a minute since I made a video, and now's a perfect opportunity to do so. So yeah, and I had my friend asked me over the weekend on Friday, and he's like, hey man, what is it that you don't like about living in your camper, you know, since you've done it for a year? Him and his wife and their baby are considering downsizing from a 1,100 square foot home to a small living arrangement, not different than what I've got going on. And my answer to them was, you know, what I don't like about it is not getting the opportunity to go utilize my camper and, you know, truck for what it's intended to do, and that's go out and, you know, go bushwhacking in the country and get away from it all. So unfortunately, you know, my lifestyle with my job has just, it hasn't allowed for me to do that. And that's something that I need to sort out. You know, I'm working typically 10 to 12 hour days, Monday through Friday, and through the weekends. Last weekend I worked Saturday, Sunday, and this weekend it's Saturday right now, and tomorrow I am working. So it's tough to get out of the city. So basically I'm parked in a parking lot at the hangar. I do work in aviation, so I am parked locally at my airport, and then yeah, I'm there 24/7 right now. So that's the number one thing that I don't like about it, is that I don't get to go use it enough. And you know, I think that plays true for a lot of folks who buy an RV, you know, and have a house that they just park the RV in front of, or they, you know, leave it in a storage yard or whatever it is that they do, and they just never get the opportunity to use the RV for what it's worth. So I mean, I'm using it every day. I live in it full time, and that's great. It's allowed me the opportunity to save money, and you know, it's allowed me the opportunity to have it, to be able to afford a nice, you know, pickup that can haul the camper. But the job still hasn't afforded me the opportunity and the time to go really use it. It has been really useful in the sense that, like, I can take it to work, right? So I'm driving right now for a work reason. I need to go meet the aircraft, and we're going to be working tomorrow. So I have a place to stay that's comfortable. It's my own. It definitely serves a function in that capacity. So yes, that is my number one complaint. So let's bounce over to the other side of the number one thing that I like about it. And the biggest surprise that I've kind of felt lately is like the size that I have become accustomed to, this teeny tiny little footprint. I mean, it's literally a camper in the back of a quad cab pickup, you know, a standard 1500 pickup. It's not huge. I don't have slide outs. You've seen the inside of this thing, but you know, psychologically, the size of it has grown. And you know, I was looking inside of it, lying in bed. We parked down at the beach for a few hours just to kind of relax today, and it was like, wow, this is a really big, useful space, despite not having A, very much storage, B, very much, you know, floor space at all. It's actually a very tiny spot. But my body, my mind, my psychology has shifted to accept and be okay with and excited about the concept of a very, very small space. A small space now feels large, so there's no sense of claustrophobia or discomfort at all. And I do remember when I first got it, I was like, this thing is tiny, and it is very, very small, but also very accommodating. I mean, I have a queen size mattress that takes up, you know, it's the cab over part. It's pretty dang big. It's really surprising. So what you get for what you pay for is, I think, you know, the dollar per value, especially in these new RVs and campers, is definitely there. So yeah, I think that the number one thing I like about it is it has shifted my psyche, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing in life to be able to shift your perception of things, open up new paradigms, you know, and have a different understanding of the world and how you interface and interact with it. I find value in that, and I hope that you as my viewers do too. I think that, you know, that's an important concept that everybody should strive for, and I'm not here to preach, so that's probably where I'll end that little run on. But so yeah, the number one thing I dislike about it was not getting to use it for its function as much as I'd like to, and that is just something that I have to change from within. And the number one thing that I do like about it is it has changed my perception about living with less and having, you know, the mobility and the freedom to just pull up stakes and disappear at a moment's notice. So those are really interesting, contrasting thoughts as I talk about them. It's spinning the wheels in my head a little bit, and it's kind of an interesting place to be. So, you know, aside from that, I think, you know, eventually we will have to settle down and be in one place at the same time. My wife and I do live in separate cities right now, and that's a challenge. It's been really, really tough. So the camper has played a pivotal role in that, but I'd really like to just have more freedom, financial flexibility in our jobs, to just be able to pull up those stakes, like I said, and disappear and be able to go do it together. Right now it's still a little bit lopsided. It's just so it is what it is. It all takes time, and that's another concept that, you know, I've had a full year, and 6 months of it has been with this particular camper, to take the time to kind of like smooth out and finesse my my setup and how I operate with things, and how the different pieces fit in, you know, and the gear that I need, the gear that I don't, and the things that I can live without. And it's like, whew, I can really live without a lot. I need to thin some of this stuff out even, and I have very little. My t-shirt collection is getting a little bit overflowed with just too many shirts that I don't wear. Like, I just cycle through the same 12 to 14 days worth of laundry, you know, and it's like, I don't need all this extra stuff. It's just taking up room, and I can get rid of it. I can always accumulate more t-shirts down the road. So stuff like that, it's liberating, enlightening. It allows you to, again, look at things from a different perspective, and just kind of establish a different worldview, and again, how you interact and interface with the world that we perceive around us. So without dragging this video on too long, should end it there. But I really do appreciate all the support that everybody has given me over the past 9 months. I started my channel in September of last year, so it was a little late for the first part of the summer, and then carried it through, piece by piece. It's been a long, hard year. I've had a lot of loss in the family, and I've had a lot of gains personally and professionally. So it's been a very topsy-turvy year with a lot of highs and a lot of lows. And I'm hoping that 2019 is a little bit more smooth. So far, it has proven to be, so that's good. But I appreciate all the support, and everybody that's come across the channel and given me the courage and encouragement to continue on with it. And I will do my best to continue on with making videos about the lifestyle and how it works. But yeah, if at all you're thinking about transitioning to living small or being mobile, I think the biggest thing that makes it work is financial independence, not being tied down to a 9-to-5, which I currently am, and my wife currently is as well. So that has made it a challenge. It's tough to never go home from work. And it's been beneficial. I've been around a lot to catch a lot of the things that need to be caught, but at the same time, haven't been able to fully just kind of detach from the stresses of work and to be able to decompress completely, of which this lifestyle is intended to kind of establish and also allow for, is that detachment from the rest of the world and the everyday, to be able to take your home with you to a remote location, and to be able to be comfortable and to be able to work in that remote area and have the necessities at your fingertips. So that is my number one recommendation for you. Do please comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know if there's anything that you want to see specifically about the truck and or camper, or if you want to know anything more about how I've learned to deal with the ups and downs of 100% full-time camper living. So going on 1 year. Happy birthday to me, May 18th, 2019. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll make a new video here soon, and we'll get to all those questions, comments, and concerns that you guys have on the next one. Take care, guys.